Can you believe that today we're looking for stress? Well, the right amount of stress at the right time can actually be a good thing. And fortunately, in Spanish, it's something that is easy to control. Hi, I'm Daniel, and welcome back to Spanish 55. Stress is the amount of emphasis that you put on a word as you pronounce it. Every word has one syllable that gets more stress than the others. When we talk about one syllable word, that's not a problem. But let's face it, many words have more than one syllable, and that's when the situation can get stressful. But don't you worry. Today, we're going to share with you 3 simple rules that will help you out. In fact, I want you to know that these are not the rules that native speakers are taught at school, but they work 100% and are a lot easier to understand. Now, before we get into deep, please subscribe so you can keep up with all of our videos. Stressing words correctly goes beyond mere pronunciation. It plays an important role in distinguishing words that have similar spelling but different meaning. Take, for example, the word that you see on screen right now. If we stress the initial syllable, célebre, then it means something or someone that is famous. But if we stress the middle syllable, celebre, then you're telling someone that they should celebrate. But if you stress the final syllable, celebre, then you're saying, I celebrated in the past. So as you can see, it plays a vital role in effective communication in Spanish. The key to stressing words correctly is to pay attention to the last letter of a word. Let us begin then with rule number 1. If a word ends in a vowel, an N, or an S, then you need to stress the next to last syllable of a word. Here are some examples. The word agosto. It ends with an O, so you're going to stress the middle syllable. Gus, gusto. The word joven. It ends with an N, so you need to stress the syllable jo, joven. But what if a word doesn't end in a vowel, but in a consonant that is neither an N or a S? Then enter rule number 2. When rule number 1 doesn't apply, you just stress the last syllable of a word. That is, you're going to stress the last syllable when a word ends in a consonant that is not an N or an S. Here are some examples. The word embajador. The last letter is an R. So you're going to stress the last syllable. Embajador. Another example would be the word ciudad. The last letter is a D, so you're going to stress the last syllable. Ciudad. But to every rule, there's always an exception. And in Spanish, these are called stressing marks, which look like a small diagonal line written above a vowel. The presence of a stressing mark always indicates that that is the syllable that you need to stress out. They override the previous 2 rules. Here are some examples. The word Paris, even though it ends in an S and you should apply rule number 1, it has a stressing mark above the I, so you're going to pronounce it Paris. Another example would be the word inglés. It ends in an S. You should again apply rule number 1, but it has a stressing mark above the E, so that is a syllable that you need to stress out. Alright, now that you know the rules, let's see how to use them. To identify the syllable that you need to stress, first, examine the word and see if you can spot a stressing mark. This is the clearest indicator of stress. If there is none, then pay attention to the last letter of a word to either apply rule number 1 or 2. How about if we practice what we just learned? Ready? I will share with you a few words. See if you can tell how to pronounce them correctly within 10 seconds. Here we go.
Voy a presentar a alguien. Él es mi esposo Chandler.
Hola, te saludaría, pero estoy viendo el partido. Aparte, creo que será mejor para mi ego que yo nunca esté cerca de ti.
Joy, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Te explicaré cómo funciona el cuerpo humano. Hay que calentar primero el estómago. Puedes comer, comer y comer, pero nada jamás te quitará el hambre.
All right. Now, how about if we ask Frank to share the answers with us? Great job. Let's try that one more time. See if you can tell how to apply the rules for the following words. Let us ask our friends to help us one more time. With practice, identifying the stress level applying these rules will become almost intuitive. And if you wish to further improve your Español a little bit further, visit us at Spanish55.com, where you can schedule a free consultation with one of our coaches. Each one of them is a certified native speaker, and every lesson will be suited to meet your goals and needs, regardless of your Spanish level, location, or schedule. Why don't you check the following review from one of our students? I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Hasta la próxima.
Hey there! Are you on the road to conquer Spanish? Then you won't want to miss our brand new podcast, Conquering Spanish, brought to you by Spanish 55. In each episode, we dive into inspiring stories from language learners just like you. We share real-life experiences, tips, and strategies to help you along your own Spanish journey. You'll hear from guests who faced challenges, celebrated wins, and used Spanish to transform their lives, whether in their careers, travels, or personal growth. So, if you're ready to keep improving your Spanish and get inspired along the way, make sure to check out Conquering Spanish wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, and let's continue conquering Spanish together.